Battle through the heavens, Grand World. Chapter 7. The Great World. When that sudden surge of power comes to an end, Xiao Yan slowly opened his eyes. He felt the origin monarch chi filling his body. Xiao Yan was confident that if he fought 9 nether monarch bug, although he didn't dare to say that he could kill 9 nether monarch bug, he could still severely injure him. Looking around, Xiao Yan saw Guyuan, Zhu Kun, and the other 3. At this moment, they gradually opened their eyes and felt the powerful origin monarch chi in their bodies. Guyuan and the others' eyes were filled with incomparable ecstasy. This is the true strength of the fighting monarch. It's intoxicating. I finally know why all the fighting monarchs in the fighting chi continent broke through the void and left. Ji Yuan's voice was trembling due to excitement. Compared to the strength of fighting chi continent, this kind of strength should belong to the fighting monarch. Zhu Kun said excitedly, Brother Gu is right. Besides, I can feel that there is an even stronger origin monarch chi outside the door of light. This is what the fighting monarch needs to cultivate. Hearing Guyuan and Zhu Kun's excited words, Xiao Yan looked at Kai Lin. Xuan and Kai Lin smiled slightly. He grabbed their hands and looked at the sparkling light screen in front of him. Their eyes were filled with determination as they said, Father, Uncle Zhu, let's go. This is where we truly fight. After saying this, Xiao Yan let out a long roar. He pulled the 2 girls, whose faces were also filled with excitement, and rushed into the light screen. The heavenly flame on Xiao Yan's body emerged and formed a light curtain. It protected Kai Lin, Xuan and himself. Guyuan and Zhu Kun also laughed out loud. With a movement of his body, a layer of white light appeared on the surface of Guyuan's body. Zhu Kun's body was covered with countless golden dragon scales. The 2 of them looked at each other and smiled. They had also rushed into the gateway to the Great World. After the 5 of them entered, the light screen lit up. The dots rippled, and then they quickly returned to calm. This endless space, along with the Transformation Emperor Gate, also stood there quietly. After an unknown amount of time, an aged voice suddenly sounded from this space, here. There's actually the aura of fragments. However, it's too weak, so it's not very useful. As soon as the words left his mouth, this space actually fiercely shattered, forming an empty belt that was 1,000,000 zhang in length. That Transformation Emperor Gate also began to shake violently at this time, as if it could not withstand the power of this sentence. The old voice was surprised, and then a sound of air being blown could be heard. In an instant, the space was restored to its original state, and the Emperor Transformation Gate was also firmly standing. If this space is destroyed, those brats from the small world will be very busy. The old voice lightly laughed, and then sighed, that small place doesn't have anything related to the fragment. Forget it. The old voice paused, and then mumbled, Tuo Shi. After that, it was a long time of silence, as if he had left. After which, this space once again returned to its calm state. Only the deep tegens of the enormous Emperor Transformation Gate seemed to have left behind a trace of a purple gaseous substance that was as small as a mustard seed. Light flashed in front of Xiao Yan's eyes. When he opened his eyes again, what entered his eyes was a huge square that he couldn't see with a single glance. There were several hundred zhang tall black hole whirlpools in the sky above the square. Xiao Yan and the others turned around and saw a huge black hole whirlpool behind them. There were 4 big golden words written on it, Fighting Chi Continent. Xiao Yan took a deep breath. Immediately, he felt a strong origin monarch chi entering his body, causing the origin chi in his body to resonate. Xiao Yan looked at the world in shock and mumbled, this is the world that belongs to the fighting monarch. While Xiao Yan and the other 3 were breathing greedily, a soft laugh came from the sky. Xiao Yan quickly raised his head and saw an old man with white hair. His face was filled with shock as he landed on the ground. He looked at the 5 of them in disbelief. When he felt the tremendous pressure from the old man, Xiao Yan was startled. Just as he was about to speak, the old man impatiently said, You guys are from Fighting Chi Continent. The old man was shocked when he saw the 5 of them nod their heads. How is this possible? How is this possible? Fighting Chi Continent said that it had been close to 10,000 years since someone had broken through to the fighting monarch realm. Why are there 5 of them today? As he spoke, he sized up Xiao Yan and the other 3 men. His eyes were filled with shock. Being stared at by the old man without any restraint, Xuan and the other 2 women's faces turned slightly red. Xiao Yan also coughed. lightly and cupped his fists. Senior. The old man came back to his senses and laughed. He said with a serious expression, I, Su Feng, am the person in charge of this region. I am in charge of welcoming the new fighting monarch. The 5 of them cupped their hands in succession and reported their names. Su Feng stroked his long beard and looked at Xiao Yan, Xuan and Kai Lin. Kai Lin nodded her head in satisfaction. Not bad, not bad. There are 3 of you geniuses in fighting Qi continent. Truly inconceivable. Xiao Yan said modestly. Senior Su, you flatter me. Quote. Su Feng smiled and nodded. He flicked his finger and shot 5 beams of light at the 5 of them. This is a scroll introducing a great world. Take a closer look. If you don't understand, you can ask me. After Xiao Yan and the others expressed their thanks to Su Feng, the 5 of them sat together cross-legged. Then, the heavenly flame within Xiao Yan's body appeared and wrapped around the 5 of them. After that, he immersed his soul force into the scroll in his hand. Careful little fellow. Quote. Su Feng faintly smiled. His gaze glanced at the flames that wrapped around the 5 of them. After thinking for a moment, he muttered, what a strange flame. It looks a little like a chaos great monarch flame, but at the same time, it doesn't seem like it. Quote. As soon as his soul force entered the scroll, Xiao Yan felt countless information entering his mind. Immediately, his soul force shook, pushing away the huge amount of information. Only then did Xiao Yan continue reading. With curiosity. Endless. These were the 4 big words on the first page of the scroll. The short words made Xiao Yan instantly feel that the world was vast and boundless. Sighing, Xiao Yan continued reading. The great world was divided into 10 regions, and it was located in the middle domain in the middle of the sky. The Star-Moon Spirit domain in the land of Star Sky, and the Mingyan Divine domain in the land of Divine Heaven were the 3 most powerful regions. The Saint and Heaven domains in the Saint Heaven realm were the 2 most mysterious domains. As for the Barbarian domain of the Eastern Wastelands, the Forest domain was filled with endless dangers. The Battle domain of the Northern world, the Nether domain was a mysterious place where the strong were like a forest. Lastly, it was the Spirit domain of the Southern Heaven realm, and it was also a place where all clans fought for supremacy. Until he finished reading the scroll, Xiao Yan's heart could not calm down for a long time. In the great world, the fighting monarch was actually just the beginning. Above the fighting monarch, there was an even more powerful existence. They were the true experts. As expected of a great world. Xiao Yan licked his lips. His gaze condensed and unparalleled while as he mumbled, this is exactly what I was hoping for. Chapter end. Hi guys, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.